glasses. My camera angle is off. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo. Hi, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. For the rest of us, nothing like talking to the floor. You know what? I'm going to start putting the playlists back on the description. I completely forgot about this. I am listening to Viniyoga D on my Spotify. My Spotify profile, that's the word, is the THEEFFING yoga, because you can't swear. Do they even know me? They don't even know me. All right. Today is Viniyoga, and I am in much need of all of this, and I am in much need of yoga. Apologies while I get my life, my daily routine. Let's take it down a notch. Oh shit, I don't have my yoga books in here. I've been doing some yoga work on my yoga books, on my flows. I've been trying to transcribe all of the flows we have done in the past, that I recorded when we were together. There's over 500 recordings. We've done a lot of fucking yoga together. Anyway, so that's been something I was trying to do, and just, like 1 hour at a time. Because despite what people might say about me or think about me, listening to the sound of my voice, so isn't just, what everyone might think I think it's cracked up to be. It's also hard, much harder. This is where I wanted to give you props. I did those flows, right? I ran those flows. I described those flows. I'm using a language that I think, or at the time I thought was, communicated to you what we were doing. And fuck, man, what you're doing with me is really a challenge. So I just want to bow down to give you that cred. I'm going to put I've been, you know what? Not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it for the next hour. I am going to ask you to also join me in not worrying about it for the next hour, because I don't necessarily know. It's becoming so overwhelming. It's becoming so overwhelming. And I am you know what? I am not sorry. I'm angry. I am angry at the group of people who think, oh, that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Oh, we've got 4 years. We just have to buckle down for 4 years. Heads up. They are trying to take away our vote. So you need to Google that shit. And I don't know what bill it is. And it's specifically directed at people who are middle to lower class, right? Economic levels, and women who have changed their names, people who have changed their names. They're trying to take us out of the picture, and on top of everything else. So for those of you who kept telling me, oh, it's don't go negative. It's just you're panicking. Panic. Yeah, we should have all been panicking. Anyway, now it's time to get angry. But not for the next hour. All right, here we go. And if you don't know what's going on, or you think it's okay, you need to educate yourself. Get on the AP, get onto the Brookings Institute, get to, I don't even know anymore who's giving reliable news. I will post a list. There's, you cannot, If a billionaire owns it, you cannot trust what they're reporting. You can't. So dig around and find your source, because all is not well. Let's do some fucking yoga. On that note, this is Viniyoga. Viniyoga. Excuse me. Still fighting that bullshit. Viniyoga is a therapeutic style of yoga. It's a very old tradition of yoga that it's hard to get a hold of. It's hard to find. It's hard to track down. And of course, as with everything, the people who are probably the best at it are charging a fortune to spread that. It's all about capitalism, baby. And it's going to be the ruin of us all. All right. Sorry. Lighten it up. Excuse me. But Viniyoga is about, of all of the flows I guide, of all the yoga I teach or do, it is the most focused on the breath, right? The breath is the foundation of the practice. And it is a 4-part breath, in that there's an inhale, there's a pause, right? So the inhale is part 1, the pause is part 2, the exhale is part 3, and then there's a pause, part 4. And the bottom, I call it the bottom and the top. When you inhale, there's retention because you have to shift gears, right? That's that pause. And as you exhale, there's suspension, where you're holding your lungs empty for just a beat. And there are more qualified people to teach you all about breathing. The nuances of breathing are varied, wide. There's all kinds of things you can do with the breath. But for our purposes here, we're going to keep it simple. And should you get into the breath, you can always, my yoga teacher's not actually teaching yoga anymore, I don't think. She's taking care of turtles, which, yeah, sign me up. Anyway, I'll see if I can find somebody else who really does a lot of breath work and see if I can get them to do a guest gig or something. But just to give you a taste of it, the breath, obviously I struggle with the breath. I have asthma, and a lot of people struggle with breath. I mean, it's really irritating when you're frustrated and you're angry and someone just calm down and take a breath. Ooh, here, breathe while your throat's collapsed. That's kind of how I feel. So, but breathing is good for you, and taking deep breaths is very calming. And I just want to warn you that when we work with Viniyoga, this is a caution. We are connecting our body to that breath so fundamentally, and we're moving so slowly, and we're working through this physical movement, these repetitions. It is not uncommon to have an emotional response. We carry emotion and stress and anxiety and past trauma in the cells of our body. That's not hooey gooey. It's not fucking voodoo. It's scientifically proven, right? And there's a whole field of study called epigenetics, which studies the generational trauma that has imprinted itself on your DNA from your, family line. And so it's a real thing. And that's not even counting the shit that we're just all dealing with personally, right? And collectively. So just be mindful. You might have a wave. You might experience, it might be a giggle. I've had clients uncontrollably laugh. I've had clients burst into tears. I've had clients have anxiety attacks. So just be mindful that you're safe, and no one's judging you, especially because you're in your own space. And let's do this. We are going to start in comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Staff pose. Sorry, I'm going a little long here. Staff pose, legs extended, arms at your sides. I'm sitting on a blanket. I like to sit on blankets. It helps with my tight, any kind of tightness I have in the hamstrings or my low back. Just changes the rotation of your pelvic cradle. If you're feeling the back of your legs, you could put a pillow or a blanket, rest your legs on that. You could go one leg out, one leg in, modified Z sit. This is a lovely space to be in. If you're feeling tight, you can control the strength of the stretch and the adductors and the hamstrings by changing the angle of the leg. Should the knee be really high up towards your body, I want you to, what do I want you to do? I want you to put a blanket or a pillow underneath there to support that. Or you can join me in pleasant seated pose. Again, not crisscross applesauce, not fucking lotus. It is, both my legs are on the mat in parallel. Again, if your knees are sitting way up high and you're feeling it in your hips and your face and you're clenching your teeth, grab a couple of throw pillows and tuck them under those legs so you can relax in this position. Excuse me. Pulling our attention and awareness from the external to the internal, taking a scan of the body, checking in state and quality of the physical form. How do you feel today? We have had some glitchy nonsense on this at the farm. And the one Tuesday started with the YouTube crashed me. I don't know why. So that was very disheartening and then threw me all off. And then yesterday, my dad lost his glasses. So that threw him off and then consequently threw me off. So how are you feeling? Like, how's that playing out? I also did some weird work. Took the dogs for a walk yesterday because there was a break in the wind for a little bit. Still feeling my lungs. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking and check in. How are you doing? What's going on there? I'm all over the map, obviously. All over the map. So noticing where you're at, what's bouncing around in there. Maybe nothing. You might be one of those lucky few who just woke up and are in your space and you're going to sit on the mat, be calm. I'm bouncing all over the place. Let's slide everything off to the side. So whatever you've got in your list, whatever might be, scratching at your attention, the shit show that is American culture right now. Slide it all off to the side and create a nice, clear, open field of thought for the practice. And each time we move, I want you to just double check. And if there's anything you're holding on to anything, or your focus is being drawn to something, just, take your little hand broom and slide that off to the side. And we're going to pull that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our breathing. Now we are breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. If that's going to really bug you, don't do it. But this breath is very guided. It's very specific. So we'll work on that in a minute. Right now, I just want you to pay attention to what your lungs are doing on your own. And so what we're going to do is exhale all the air out of the lungs. Rest your hand on the top of your chest. And we want to breathe up under the chest, expand into the rib cage, and then spread that breath down in toward the belly. And as you exhale, we collapse the belly first. We draw the belly button in, we release the ribs, and we let the chest drop. So I call it the ocean swelling breath. So that's just me. So the feeling is, right? I'm going to do it horizontally. Upper chest, ribs, belly, belly, ribs, chest. So just this lovely ocean swell, right? I would like you to draw that breath so deeply that you hit that moment of retention and you have to physically, conscientiously change to the exhale. And the same for the exhale, that you've gone so far and you've let the air go from those lungs. And now you have to just take a beat to shift the direction, to shift the mechanism of your lungs for the inhale. With the next inhale, we're sweeping arms up and we're connecting the speed of the body to the length of that breath. Same for the release. If you need to take a pause mid-breath to slow the movement down, right? I would like you to keep moving at a lovely rhythm rather than hurry the movement because you feel like you're running out of breath. Pause, right? Take the breath and continue on with the movement. We're going to come up and take a forward fold, inhaling here, and continuing with that nice slow round back, slow release of the breath, and just letting the body release. Inhaling, we draw the fingers towards the body, and we're coming right on up. Remember, listen to your shoulders. If you've got a twinge in your shoulder, I want you to stop before you reach that twinge. So let's say right here is your safe space, right? Safe space, comfortable position. That's where I want you to stop. That means you're slowing things even further down because you've a limited range of motion, and that's all right. We're inhaling as we extend and exhaling one more time. Coming on up and letting hands drift down to the side. Relax the breath. If you're sitting in staff pose, you're going to stay right there. If you have been sitting with a knee out or in pleasant seated pose, switch the position of the legs. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. We'll inhale just to a T position. So we're just coming up. We're going to exhale and gently move in a twist. Inhaling, unwind. I want you to lead with your shoulder blade. This is why I need 2 more feet in this room, because I'm hitting the wall. We're going to come back to center, inhaling and continue to inhale up. And exhale, let's take those bows. One more. And let's release the hands down and let that breath go. Just resting breath. Let's move to hands and knees. I like to pad my knees with a blanket, but I would like you to give yourself some room. We are going to be working through some standing poses, just briefly. Do some upper body twisting. We did some seated twisting. All right, so we're going to take some Chakravarkasana bowing. Heels of the hands out in front of the shoulders, full palms length. Inhaling at center. Exhaling, tucking the chin, taking the forearms down, a little scoop of the belly, drop back into the fold. And you know what? I'm grabbing my block. Keep my legs in parallel. Let's come up forward. We're tucking toes and rocking into feet. Inhaling, come down. Exhale, take your bow. Inhaling. Exhale. Let's move our hands in and rest your head on the back of the hands. And let's just take resting breath here. And we're going to move into seated. Nope, I lied. We're going to come from here into our Vajrasana. But I want to bring a blanket because we're adding a little head turn. And I'm going to come down and turn my head. My booty's going to be high. It's just, that's the way it is. Okay. Or we can go a little higher on this block, or you could use a block. My blocks are way over there because we're just going to come here. Yes. And then we'll come up for our breath and we'll come and turn here. All right. So we're going to start forehead down in our child's pose. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. And then inhale. Let's unwind. And we're taking our double arm sweep and looking to the left. The inhale starts with the body, so don't push into whatever you're supporting yourself on, pillow, block, blanket. I'm starting with the lift from the belly. Watch, curl my back. Ooh, definitely feel that in my low back. This will be the last one. I've had to take a little extra breath. Bringing hands up, forward, around the head. And now let's go ahead and move to seated. I'm going to work in length on the mat. Excuse me. I'm going to get a comfortable angle with the legs. I'm sitting on the edge of this blanket. Take a nice, lovely lift out with the inhale. And I'm going to twist to the left. And then I want to reach out and pivot. Inhaling up. Exhaling to center. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, taking the twist. Inhaling. Exhaling, taking this gentle pivot. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And release. And take that relaxation in the shoulders. You can leave your legs where they're at. If you want to bring them in for a little break, you can. Exhaling all the air out of the lungs. We're moving into our next repetition. We're inhaling. Fingertips touch the back of the head. Squeeze the elbows and shoulder blades back. Exhaling. Wrapping those elbows forward. Inhale. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, release down to the mat. Little fold here. Walking the hands back. Let's bring the legs in. Right foot's resting on the inside of the left knee. I am going to need a blanket for this one because I'm feeling real tight in the hips. So this is perfect timing. I want to square up my hips. I don't want one leg to feel more forward than the other. And I'm going to roll up this blanket so that I can rest that leg there. I'm feeling my adductor after taking the walk yesterday. Left arm, so my left leg's extended, left arm tucks. Just going to rest it at a comfortable angle. I'm feeling very tight in this delt. I want you in the bicep. So rather than hold here, I'm just going to rest it right by the glute. Inhaling the right arm up and out, like in that lovely curve, like you were carrying a basket on your shoulder, which we may be back to. Exhale, take a fold. Inhale up. And we're going to hold here, unwinding that arm to help support, taking my 4-breath stay. Walking the hands back. I'm going to move my right leg out and bring my left knee in, resting that foot on the edge of the inside of my knee, And I'm definitely supporting this leg, feeling that tightness in the adductor. Right arm is just going to rest. I have a little bit more room on this side, but I'm going to keep it at the same energy level as I did on the other side. Left arm reaches up and out. Nice, lovely reach right here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Coming down into this fold and moving my right hand forward. Let's take our 4-breath stay. Walking hands back and bringing feet in. I'm going to flatten the blanket. Move it out of my way. And let's head to our spine. And also, you might want your strap. So we're going to work a little bridge. We're going to work a little Baddha Konasana. And then we're going to work some figure 4. And the figure 4 will involve some leg extension and a stay. So that's where the block, not the block, that's where the strap might come in. And rock side to side. Just double check Baddha Konasana figure 4. Bridge pose. Okay, cool. I'm on it. All right. So we'll work Baddha Konasana. I'm going to bring the heels as close to my glutes as I can. And I'm going to squeeze my legs together. And let's just work the movement before we add the breath. Got an eyelash in my eyeball. I hate that. Okay. And I want you to release the knees. We're just releasing the knees to the edge of the feet. We're not adjusting the placement of the feet. And then we'll scoop the belly, press the low back. I want you to press the waistband into the mat and draw the knees back so that the feet become flat on the mat again. We're not going to press the soles of the feet together until we take a stay. And that is going to be in a little bit, but that's when we'll make some adjustments. So I just want you to be mindful. We're working the feet out to the edge of the foot. We're not going to press them together, and then we'll bring them back. And when we take the stays, we will bring them together. Okay? All right. Exhaling all the air out of the lungs. Let's inhale, let those knees open. Press the waistband into the mat and exhale. All right, we're going to release for this hold. Now work those feet together. Little soles of the feet pressed together. Little rock side to side. And let's take 4 balanced, deep, ocean swelling breaths. I'm going to take my hands to the knees, help them up. Move your feet down 1 foot length, half a foot length. And we're going to do that again. Inhaling. Press the hips down, squeeze the knees together. So now we're inhaling. We're going to press the soles of the feet together. Take that little swish side to side and then exhale. Let's take our 4 deep balance breaths. Bring my hands down. I'm going to help those knees up. Moving the heels up a little bit. I'm going to take my right ankle over left knee. This is where a strap might be helpful because I would like you to keep your back on the mat. So we're working our figure 4. We'll slide the left hand up and down the back of the left knee. We'll do 4 repetitions, and then we'll add 4 more repetitions. But as we bring that knee toward our body, we will be extending the left leg and then releasing down, right? So that's where and then we'll take a stay, which is where the strap might help you. All right. 8 on each side, 4 and then 4 and then 4 and then 4. Then some bridge pose and then some Apanasana. All right. My right arm is going to stay open on the mat, palm to the ceiling. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, drawing the knee up and the leg toward the body. All right. Now we're bringing that leg in and extending to the ceiling. Resting breath. Now right foot's taking the mat, left ankle's crossing and open. And exhaling to start. I lied. Inhaling to prepare. And now exhale. Draw the knee up. right, now we're going to draw in and extend that leg. Try to keep the energy out of the leg. We're just lifting the heel toward the ceiling. And bringing it down, resting breath. Unwinding that knee, let's bring the heels towards the glutes, and we're going to work little Divipadapidam, active bridge. Arms can be at your sides, palms down. You can take them to the ribs. Just put them somewhere you're going to be comfortable with. But remember, we're not pressing our hands into the mat. And then the thing about bridge is keeping the chin slightly tucked. We're not going to turn our head. And I want you to feel the pressure of the shoulder blades against the mat, because that's where we're staying. I want you to keep the weight of your body off of your neck as best you can, right? All right. Exhaling all the air out of the lungs. Here we go. Inhaling, tailbone comes off. Tilt the hips, push into the heels. Lift the hips, rib cage. Shrug the shoulders back and down. Press the shoulders into the mat to keep the weight off of the neck. One more time. Bringing the fingertips right up over the knees. Take an inhale. Exhale. Draw the knees towards the body. Apanasana. Releasing those feet to the mat. Taking some resting breath. Checking in with your body temperature. And be mindful, we're going to take a rapid cool down. A lot of that deep breathing heats you up. So I'm going to add a layer. I'm also taking seated meditation. Am I going to take seated meditation? I'm still fighting this last little phlegmy phlegm. I'm going to take a drink of water. Anyway, I think I'll take reclined. We'll give it a shot. If I start to choke, I'll quietly get up. You can go legs extended, arms at your sides, palms up. That's traditional Shavasana. If that's uncomfortable for your low back, put a pillow behind your knees. Rest them on a bolster. Uh, Arms can be at your sides. They could be out in cactus. They could be resting on your belly. If you're gestating a human being fully and completely by your own autonomous will, with 100% access to your reproductive rights, lay on your side. I think it's your left side. I cannot remember. With your body bolster or your pillow and your pillow between the knees, pillow under your arm, something under your head. You could take seated meditation. Just be very comfortable. If you have a seated bolster, that'd really be the ideal. Pulling our attention and awareness into the state and quality of our forehead. I want you to notice all of the tiny little muscles and nerve endings around the eyes and out to the sides of the temples, up into the scalp. Unclench the teeth, let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. Feel relaxed through the face, down into the jaw. A little shake of the head, no. Give me a little shake of the shoulders, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. And then we're releasing the upper body into the mat. Just let it take its rest. Moving the attention and awareness down from the base of the neck, through the shoulder blades. Follow the spine down between the rib cage. Into the hips. And then down into the tailbone. Notice the energy in the quads and the hamstrings. Flex the feet, feel energy in the calves. Wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, and then let the legs relax toward the floor. Pulling our attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking. Now's the time to take a little inventory. What is trying to get your awareness? What is struggling to get your attention? I want you to pull that silence around. Let those other things go and anchor that silence into the path of your breath. Soft, easy inhale. Soft, silent exhale. Just follow that natural rhythm. Pull some deeper breaths into the lungs. Big inhales, sighing exhales. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Stretch those arms out to the side. Nice big open T. Reach them up above your head into the Y shape. Bring your knee up and give it a squeeze. Bring the other knee up. Give it a squeeze. Take a rock side to side. Rocking completely over to one side. Peeling your upper body off the mat. Coming into comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you. Taking a scan of the body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. How you feeling? Moving that attention and awareness into the breath and notice the space of your lungs and the feeling of the movement of the body as you breathe. Finally pulling into that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking. And here's where we can manage our day. This is where it starts. What is timely? What is reasonable to complete today? That's what you're going to allow into your queue, right? We are in control of our thinking and our thoughts, and we want to manage ourselves so that we can keep from being overwhelmed. Blinking eyes open, releasing practice. I'm going to take a nice press outward. Oh. Letting practice go. Taking a moment to honor your body for doing what you asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. People, Americans, I have some international clients. Let us be a warning. Let us be the canary in the coal mine. Do not let the assholes take your country over. Oh. One foot in front of the other, people. Grace and kindness for those who need it most. Starting with ourselves. And, fight fascism. Fight authoritarianism. The world. God, humanity. Come on, humanity. Ciao.